what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to my top 5 meta loadouts for Warzone Season 2 Reloaded. Because there's been a ton of nerfs to some of our favorite weapons, including the Ram 7 and the MTZ 762, which I'm pretty certain were used by almost everybody at this point in time. But there's also been some buffs bringing some new weapons into the meta, as well as a brand new battle rifle, which I can tell you right now is absolutely meta. It's got an insane time to kill in its first damage range of 602 milliseconds and a 50 round mag. If you are new around here, please take a second, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the best loadouts. But I'm gonna hop straight into the first one, which is what I'm going to be rocking in ranked play as I push for the top 250. But if we go ahead and take a look at our first class setup, it is the SOA Subverter. I've already gone ahead, unlocked it, ranked it up. It's pretty quick to do, so don't worry about that. Whether you're unlocking it via the weekly challenge in Warzone or multiplayer, you can get it in about an hour or so max rank. For the build itself, I've got the Zem 35 compensated flash hider just to kind of shorten that radar ping and give me vertical and horizontal recoil control, as well as firing aiming stability. It does drop your bullet velocity by 5%, but 800 is still perfect for Resurgence, Fortune's Keep. You may feel it a little bit on the bigger map, but then just switch it out for the VT Spirit Fire Suppressor, which is then going to give you that kind of extra bullet velocity, bringing it up to 900 and extra damage range. But then we've got the Dozer 90 long barrel for bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability, gun kick control, recoil control, Bruen heavy support for the underbarrel, the 50 round drum. Now this is the biggest thing for me that separates it from what the MTZ 762 is, because you're now going to be able to take out multiple opponents with ease in trios and quads, or if you see someone coming in from the sky during Resurgence, you can spray a few bullets and not have to worry that you're going to have to do a reload straight away, pretty much like you did with the MTZ. And then the Jack Glassless Optic, pretty much the best thing. But I'm going to quickly show you this in the firing range so you can see exactly what this weapon can do. But straight away, max plates, easy. Like, it kicks up a little bit to the left, so you're gonna have to get used to that. So it will kind of move a little bit. But honestly, once you kind of get used to the recoil pattern and you kind of burst fire, just so you don't get to that over horizontal, amazing. The SMG that I then pair with that is not going to change with Reloaded. It's still going to be the HRM9 as the absolute best SMG in the game. On that, I use the Zem 35 compensated flash hider, the DR6 hand stop, the high grain rounds, the 50 round drum, and then the folding stock. I personally don't use the Thorn 90 barrel. If you do want to go ahead and use the barrel, drop the high grain rounds, put the Thorn 90 on instead, just so you've got a bit faster ADS, sprint fire, and sprint speed. Don't think it's needed. I prefer how the gun feels with that high grain and that extra bullet velocity. Now, for your setups, smoke grenades, Semtex, Mountaineer, double time, tempered, and flex. I run that pretty much across everything. You can, of course, switch out tempered if you want to for tracker or quick fix, but tempered, to be honest, is one of the most beneficial in the game. And then I run flex, though Ghost is also a pretty good option, or High Alert, depending on your playstyle. Ignore Shrouded, Combat Scout, Bird's Eye, and Resolute. Combat Scout's pretty good in ranked play if you want to shoot people through smoke, but that's just dependent on whereabouts you are in that grind. Our next loadout, the Bruen, has come back into play with this update. I'm just going to show it to you in the firing range and you'll see exactly what I mean. But Glassless Optic, super easy. Kind of, in my opinion, replacing the Ram 7 in the meta after the nerfs. And don't remember as well, those Ram 7 builds, the MTZ builds that we were using, they're still decent. They're still not completely unusable weapons, and it's not that kind of level above everything else at the moment. But for the Bruen itself, you got the VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor, the 23-inch XRK Horizon V2 barrel, the Bruen heavy support grip, the 60 round mag, and then that Jack Glassless Optic. Just to kind of wrap up the class. And then the second best SMG in the game right now, the Ram 9. This came in at the start of Season 2, and if you like a high fire rate SMG, this is what you're going to go for. Same build as the HRM. We've got the Zem compensated flash hider, the DR6 hand stop, the high grain rounds, the 50 round mag, and then the Hunker stock pad. And like, honestly, like, this just, it shreds. It doesn't move, super easy to use. So if you need to hit a target a little bit further away, you're still going to be able to do that. And also, if you didn't already know, there's been a few little changes to ADS in this update. It's a small one, but it just kind of recenters a little bit faster than it did before. Same perk setup, of course. Our next loadout is my sniper loadout. Now, if you've been tuning into the streams, you'll have seen that I've been having so much fun with the XRK Stalker. Like, this thing is ridiculous, and it got buffed in this update. It's now got an even faster ADS time, so you're going to be able to get those quick scopes, take down opponents nice and easily in Reloaded. And I can't wait to see how many cool kill cams people get. As if you didn't already know, a kill cam has now been added into Warzone for the final kill, which is pretty sick. But we've got the Fission 60 barrel, the SL Razorhawk laser sight, the high grain rounds, then you've got no stock, and then the XRK Stalker light bolt. Best sniper for one-shot kills in the game. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kar 98K. Not quite, but it's the closest that we've had for a long, long time. So give it a go. And with that, a great sniper support, WSP9, Zem compensated flash hider, the WSP Reckless 90 long barrel, DR6 hand stop, 50 round mag, and then the glassless optic. And then that's what I've been going ahead and rocking. Then the SVA. Now, you'll know that my PB is actually using the SVA. Now, one thing you're going to want to do whenever you go to use this, switch it to single shot, and then just get into the habit of tap firing. Because what it does, it has this feature called hyperburst, which means it fires 2 bullets pretty much exactly at the same time. So if you're tap firing, you're being super accurate. You're dealing a high amount of damage, especially if you're hitting those headshots, because 2 bullets are going every single shot. So you got a quick trigger finger, you can take people down nice and quickly. VT7 Spirit Fire Suppressor, STV Precision Barrel, the glassless optic. You can, of course, change that to whatever you like if you want to go for the Choreo Eagle Eye. Then we've got the high grain rounds, so it has that hit scan feel, because this has a 1080 bullet velocity. So when you're tracking people out of the sky, you can pretty much just aim exactly at them, and with that shot, you're going to hit both. And it's got a very nice damage range as well. And the 60 round mag, if you want a bit of extra mobility, if you're playing like solos or whatever, drop it down to the 45 just for that extra bit of speed. It's like very small, so personally I play trios and quads most of the time, so I go for the 60. Then we've got the AMR9. Now, there are quite a few different builds for this. This is just one of your options. You got the Tectonic Micro Integral Suppressor, which is just means that you've got suppressor, great sprint to fire, because the major downside with the AMR is compared to other SMGs like the Ram 9 and the HRM, you've got a much lower sprint to fire speed. So you kind of want to bring that down as much as you can. So this barrel does that. You've then got the 50 round mag, the Jack glassless optic, the Demo D50 buffer, and then the Sakin ZX grip, just for an extra bit of recoil control. Very, very nice SMG, if I just quickly show you. Obviously, high fire rate, one of the fastest time to kills in the game up close, and is one of the few things that really is going to beat the HRM or the Ram 9, as long as you're not sprinting and coming up to fire at the same time as your opponent. So you've got to kind of get into position, hold, and then win that way. Then my final loadout is actually one I'm quite excited about, because the Holger 556 has had a huge damage change and now hits a lot harder than it did. It's also pretty easy to use. The only downside, it's only a 40 round mag, which is one of the things I think that holds it back in trios and quads. But solos and stuff like that, I can start seeing this used a lot more. We've got the X10 ported 290 just to eliminate the gun recoil. Kairos 6 match for bullet velocity, range, and some extra recoil. High grain rounds just for that bullet velocity, so it puts it up to near 900. The 40 round mag, and then the Jack glassless optic, so you can just have it as an absolute laser. And then I like it with the HRM9, just personal preference, but those are really the main guns that you're going to want to go ahead. Let me know down in the comments which of these loadouts you're going to go ahead and use, and share any other weapons or classes that you find for me to try out as well for some future videos. But much love, thanks for watching, enjoy Season 2 Reloaded.